I'm Angela Sheldrick. I am the CEO of the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust. We do many conservation initiatives within Kenya, but we are best known and famous for our Orphans Project. But we do so much more. Just raising orphaned elephants in isolation of the big picture would be futile. We run anti-poaching teams, mobile veterinary units. We look to save habitats because we're very, very aware that without the real estate, elephants are lost forever. So that is equally important. COVID has come as a nasty shock, I think, across the globe, not least of all here in Kenya, because quite literally overnight, all tourism ground to a halt. The trust closed its doors to visitors back in March already, and that generated enormous income for us. And so with no foot traffic, it has been incredibly hard, very difficult, because elephants don't go on pause. And so raising baby elephants, of which we have 100 that are still, it's actually 103 that are still keeper and milk dependent right now. Yeah, to say I've had sleepless nights would be an understatement. In Kenya, there's been an enormous amount of lost jobs, people more and more desperate, and as a result of that, bushmeat poaching and that sort of thing escalates. Our anti-poaching teams have been flat out throughout this period of time, very mindful of the fact that, the moment one was to let up on that, poaching would skyrocket. So many of these conservancies and conservation models have been modeled on tourist funding. When that just evaporates overnight, there isn't quite the same incentive for the communities that have allocated their land for wildlife. There is now the pressure to maybe get it back for farming, grazing of cattle, these sorts of things. Of course, one always puts the best possible measures in place for a rainy day, but I don't think any of us could have foreseen what has happened in 2020. We have been making moves to, get our project into the sitting rooms of a global audience to hopefully, keep front of mind for many people out there, and for them to remember the orphaned elephants and the wild spaces, and nothing like COVID to really drive it home just how important these are, that we do remember them for our own future, because we too are inextricably linked to the natural world. But I fear that if this was to continue for much longer, the natural world is going to take an enormous hit in Africa. Let's hope tourism can get back here sooner rather than later. And I thank everybody who has remembered our project, all aspects of it, because everything is interlinked and equally as important. Thank you so much.